So Jonathan asks, what is the best rep range for weighted pull-ups to help with the muscle up? Thank you so much for your question, Jonathan. For me, it's around 3 to 8. So I've been doing like five reps to for 4 to 5 sets, something like that. Sometimes I increase it a little bit, and sometimes I decrease it a little bit. But around 3 to 8 is perfect for me. And before we go through the next question, I'm going to rewind a little bit because I also want to touch on the importance of using the right technique for your weighted pull-ups. So the purpose of doing weighted pull-ups like this is for your muscle up. So basically that means uh, having the same grip as when you're training your regular muscle ups, so about shoulder width apart, a little bit more, and pulling with your elbows facing forward and pulling as high as you can, like upper chest level or something like that. So if you're doing this, this will help your muscle ups a lot, the power of your muscle ups. So that's just what I wanted to add. And let's move on to the next question. Thank you for the review and the tips, Mike. I'm definitely going to stay consistent with the technique and add weighted pull ups to the regimen. Thank you so much. And if you want me to review your muscle up technique, you can just send me a video of your muscle ups and I will review it and add it in the next video. And my email is in the description below. And Fit Old Jit says, I will send a video for your review. Yes, thank you so much. I also offer muscle up coaching if you want, coaching in private and not in public like this. Um, and yeah, as I said, emails in the description below. Phil says, hi, Mike. Thanks for the analysis. As usual, it's great like everyone else says. I realized at the beginning of your video that a stupid little thing can change everything. To have your legs well below when you get to the bar and not your legs in front like a rocket. Thank you for your answer to my question. I will evolve and send you a video. Thank you so much, Phil. Please do. And I will cover your question in a later part of the video. But first I want to go through, the muscle up gloves are really crucial in my muscle up training. If you've been following me for a while, you've seen that I always use white cotton gloves. And these are so good for your muscle up training and for my muscle up training. And I will quickly go through why. So improved rotation. I don't like, gripping the bar with an overhand grip. I just like to hang from the fingers like this and rotate as I'm rotating over the bar. So for you guys that use chalk, this isn't for you, but for you guys that don't want to use chalk, this is very much for you. So another thing is that your hands are not sticking to the bar. When you're training outside and it's warm and your hands get sweaty, your hands are sticking to the bar, and these gloves prevent that. So as you can see here, as I'm rowing myself over the bar, the gloves are also rotating. So that is what you want. And that is very hard to get if you're not using gloves. If you're not using gloves, most of us, most of our hands are just sticking to the bar, and that creates a way to do the muscle up that is harder on the shoulder joints, in my experience, because you have to forcefully throw the shoulder, much smoother transition. And for me, that's, for the muscle up, it's already a taxing movement, a taxing exercise on your shoulders and everything else. So you want to, prevent that as much as possible. And these gloves really do that. And I also find some of the other gloves that I've tried, they're too thick. And when the gloves are too thick, they, you lose contact with the bar. You don't want to lose contact with the bar, and you don't want the gloves to be too thin either, because then they will break after like one session. So these are the perfect thickness. And I use these gloves every muscle up session. And I also sell these gloves. You will get a pack of 12, so they will last you for a very, very long time. And yeah, that's it, guys. The link is in the description below if you would like to buy these gloves. And for all of you guys that already bought the gloves, please tell me in the comments how they worked out for you. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's move on to the muscle up technique. So I will go through a few points here that is crucial in the way that I teach the muscle up. So we want to have a normal grip. So that's what I've covered, with the gloves. When you're using these gloves, practically just hanging from the bar from your fingers, like you don't think about your grip at all. So that is what we want in this, the way I'm teaching the muscle up. And I'm also hanging about shoulder width apart, a little bit outside that. That gives me the greatest power for the muscle up. And then we want a small swing, not too big, not too small, something like this. And when you reach the top of the swing, you wait a little bit and then you pull up. Like that. And the core and the legs are completely relaxed. That's another crucial thing. Relax your legs and core. And as you can see here, I'm waiting a little bit after I reach the top of the swing. Top of the swing here, wait a little bit, and then pull up. And you can see the elbows are facing forward. That is what we want. And that is how we train our weighted pull-ups as well. So elbows facing forward. So now we covered normal grip, shoulder width apart, small swing, relaxed legs and core, and the timing, very important. Wait a little bit after you reach the top of the swing before pulling up. Otherwise, if you're pulling too early, you will get stuck under the bar. So elbows facing forward, and then you row yourself over the bar. That is the transition. So when you are about here, I'm rowing myself over the bar, and at the same time, throwing the chest over the bar as well. And that will make the transition very, very easy for you. And with these gloves, the hands will just follow your body so you won't get stuck in the transition. Sometimes when you're using chalk, it's very easy for the hands to stick and your transition will fail. So here I'm rowing the bar over. Or sorry, I'm rowing myself over the bar. From about here, throwing the chest over and rowing the bar towards me. And that you will find makes the transition very easy. And here you can see that my hands are slightly wider than shoulder width apart. Small swing forward, waiting a little bit, elbows facing forward, pulling with a relaxed core and legs. When my chin is over the bar, I'm rowing myself over the bar and throwing the chest over the bar. And that will land you in a smooth muscle up. That also will feel smooth on your body, feels good on your body. And here's a really good angle. So if you're filming yourself from the side, you will really see where your timing is off, or that your timing is right, and all of that. So as you can see here, swinging, reaching the top of the swing here, waiting a little bit, elbows facing forward. And when I'm over the bar, I want my legs to be pointing straight down, as you can see here. If your legs are pointing forward here, it's very easy to get stuck under the bar. The transition will be so much harder. And to achieve this, we want to pull the bar towards us here. When you're pulling yourself over the bar, pulling the bar towards you and throwing your chest over the bar, the legs will land in a straight down position like this. And that is what we want. So let's watch this again in normal speed. Small swing, pulling later in the swing, rowing the bar towards your chest. Let's see if I missed anything. So this takes practice. But the most important thing I would say is to have the correct timing when you're training your muscle ups with resistance bands. Timing is everything. So timing the swing here, you can see that I waited a little bit. So top of the swing, waiting a little bit before pulling up, elbows facing forward. And when my chin is almost over the bar, I'm initiating the row. and the throwing of the chest over the bar. And the transition takes care of it itself when you get that, the rowing motion down, so to speak. And then the legs are straight down in dip position. That will create the best balance for your dip. And then just push up. Sometimes it's very good to get personalized coaching. So, as I said in the beginning of the video, that's something I also offer. So, I have my links in the description below if you're interested in muscle up coaching, because then I can, clearly see where you are in your journey and exactly what you need. So, tailored advice is always the best, and it always makes you learn the muscle up faster. So you can just email me, emails in the description below. And then I moved on to, I always incorporate some kind of rowing in my, after my muscle ups. So this gym didn't have, very good rowing options except this. So you just, gotta be creative sometimes. So I paired this rowing motion with another rowing motion that I'm gonna show you right after. And it gave me a really good, back workout. So I'm just going to failure here, and then I'm using my resistance band, the purple one, and doing these for sets. So doing the rowing until failure, and then straight to the banded rows for failure as well, for like 3 to 5 sets. And that's a really good finisher for the back. And just remember, guys, the muscle up takes time to learn. There are so many things to think about in the beginning stages of one's muscle up journey. So, if you want me to review your muscle up technique for free, you can just send me a video of yourself and I will use it in my next video. And I hope you like this video, guys. If you want to buy my gloves, the link is in the description below. And tell me later what you think of the gloves, how much they help your muscle up journey. And I see you in the next one.